The small forward position has some of the best players in basketball, and today I'm going to rank my top 10 small forwards. In at 10, I have Michael Porter Jr. He probably would have been higher last year, but he did struggle in the playoffs and could have been one of the reasons that led to their downfall. He's a great shooter, although his distributing's not great. He's still one of the better players in this league. He didn't have an amazing regular season, but he showed the flashes of potential. He's still a great player for the Denver Nuggets and fits well into their rotation as a shooter. He could be getting traded sooner or later if Denver want to change something, but because of the new CBA, it might become a problem with the contracts. I definitely think he could be a big part of another Denver run championship, but specifically for this season, I couldn't put him above how much talent there is in this position. In at 9, I have Mikal Bridges. He is a big part of the Brooklyn Nets last year, and although they struggled, he was one bright spot. He's a great all-around player, can play great defense, is consistent, playing 82 games a season, and can score when needed. He's had some big 40-point games for the Brooklyn Nets, and I think that he can do that for the New York Knicks. New York Knicks thrive on consistency, and I think he will be a big part of that. I have him here at 9, just over Michael Porter Jr. because of his defensive prowess and how he really led his team consistently. He will play great for New York, and I have him here at 9. In at 8, I have Franz Wagner of the Orlando Magic. He's a great player and still has tons of potential, but I don't think he's there yet. He can score on all 3 levels. He's a good defender, and the Orlando Magic look like they're shaping up to be one of the best teams out east, and he's a big part of that. I definitely think he will go up this list in future years, and he's got great potential as an Orlando Magic player. In at 7, I have DeMar DeRozan. Although the Chicago Bulls have been overlooked this season because, a lack of consistency and a lot of lost games, DeMar DeRozan was great for them. Along with Kobe White and Ayo Dosunmu, this team showed flashes of a really skilled team. Although DeMar DeRozan's gone to Sacramento now, I think he could be the reason that the Kings make their first deep playoff run in years. He's a great scorer, his defense is not lackluster, and he still has a lot left in the tank, even though he's 35 years old. In at 6, I have Jimmy Butler. I know this is really low for him, but I'm judging it solely on this season, and he wasn't great. He played 60 games, averaging 25-5, which is good, but I normally judge him on his playoff performance, and that's normally where he goes up the list. But we didn't see that from him. They played one series against Boston, and he was injured the entire time. He played half the game off against Philly, and he did look good, but I can't judge him on half a game. He was good for them, but you always know he plays way better in the playoffs, and I expect he will be higher next season. In at number 5, I have Scotty Barnes. He was the one bright spot in the Raptors season. He's a great player and he has tons of potential as a Toronto Raptor, but the team surrounding him just doesn't look good enough to lead them to a playoff spot. They have got some good pieces like Emmanuel Quickley, RJ Barrett, who have a lot of potential on this team, and some young guys like Grady Dick, Jacoby Walter, and they might go for a really high pick in such a skilled upcoming draft. In at 4, I have Kawhi Leonard. He was great for the Clippers and one of his most consistent seasons as of late. He can score, a great defender, and although he's starting to get up there in age, he played 68 games, the most he ever has since 2017 with the Spurs. He stayed consistent, 24 points, 6 rebounds, 3.5 assists. He's a great player, and although they've lost Paul George, I still think the Clippers can make the playoffs in their new Intuit Dome, and I definitely think Kawhi Leonard still has the potential to lead a team to the promised land. In at 3, I have Kevin Durant. He was great for the USA in the Olympics. He's a great scorer, mid-range, in the paint, fade away, three-pointer, whatever you need. The Phoenix Suns did look shaky, especially in the playoff series where they were swept by Minnesota. There might be some changes in the franchise, maybe the coaching staff or roster, but they did do well to strengthen their depth in the off-season, and it does look good, but I don't think they're there yet. Bradley Beal was inconsistent, and I still think there's a lot more to go before this Phoenix Suns are back on their feet and contending. And if they want to contend, I think Kevin Durant is going to have to be a big part of it. In at number 2, I have LeBron James. He was also great in the Olympics. He's a great scorer, especially at 39 years old, and I still think he was the best player on the Los Angeles Lakers last year. It might be taken over by Anthony Davis this year. He might take the reins, but LeBron is still one of the best players in the league. Can pass, still a good defender, a great scorer on all 3 levels, and I still think the Lakers could make a playoff run. The finals or a deep playoff run might be out of the picture now, but I still think LeBron can finish it off with 1 or 2 more great years. In at 1, I have Jason Tatum. Although he struggled a bit, especially in the playoffs, he's still one of the best players in the league. We still saw his scoring prowess. He's a great passer, and he proved that in the playoffs when his shot wasn't working. He can defend, he's a good rebounder, and he was one of the best players on the championship team. I think he will come back bigger and better next season, and I think he's still one of the best players in our league. And that's all I have for today. So thank you for watching the video. Tell me your top 10 small forwards in the comments down below, and have a nice day.